Mr. Chairman, thank you very much. And Secretary Shinseki, thank you for remaining for the testimony. I appreciate you being here. Let me raise a topic about the assessment that's now going on, the face-to-face review across our country. One of my congressional colleagues had a conversation with VA personnel in Jackson, Mississippi after the assessment presumably took place. And this is a bit of a paraphrase of his or her report back from what they heard about this assessment. We asked about their face-to-face review. They stated that the team came in on Monday, interviewed some clerks and some supervisors, and they didn't find any evidence of scheduling issues. No veterans were interviewed. What struck this person was the apparent superficiality of this so-called audit, a day at most visit that did not comb through the electronic system or actually audit any reports is not indicative of a thorough review. That's what I tried to raise in my opening statement is we're going to have one more review that is to be completed within 2 weeks. We have 1,700 facilities across the country. And so in part my concern is the quality of the review. It appears to me that this is more of damage control. It's what people do when there's allegations of mismanagement, improper conduct. You have another review. And so my concern is how credible will the review be based upon the amount of time and resources that's being devoted to it. But perhaps more troubling to me is how many reports, allegations, IG, GAO, congressional hearings do we have to have before there is a different approach or attitude at the VA to solve the problem? And so I don't disagree with an audit across the country, but what is this really going to accomplish? Will we be here 6 months from now in which the VA has a plan in place to transform itself so that these access issues that you all described are not the same ones that we heard today, we heard last week, we heard last month, we heard last year? The Phoenix situation seems to have brought national attention to this problem. But I can't imagine that there is anyone at the table who believes that the Phoenix situation is really what is the problem. It's a symptom of a much broader problem that has been ignored for a long time. So, Commander, and here let me add this. I understand that the testimony of the Secretary this morning in response to the Senator from North Carolina, in which he outlined, the Senator, outlined a long list of audits and reviews, GAO reports, Inspector General audits, and the Secretary indicated that he was unaware of those audits and reports and therefore hadn't been used in any conclusions that I assume would be made at the VA. There was an IG report that's included in that list that said the unexpected death report could be avoided if the VA focused on its core mission to deliver quality health care. Because no two VA medical centers are alike, it is difficult to implement VHA directives when there are no standard position descriptions or organizational structures. The IG believes it's time to review the organizational structure and business rules of VHA. How can that be an IG report that a Secretary of Veterans Affairs would be unaware of? It's directly related to the management, the organization of the Department of Veterans Affairs. And so my question, if there is one in here in my commentary, is what assurance can we have, or what assurance do you have, that when this face-to-face review is done, that something will be different in the direction that the VA is taking in regard to creating higher quality care for veterans and making certain that they have access? Commander?
Senator, that's quite a task. With the IG audit, yes. In the findings, once they come out, I think this committee needs to establish, along with VA, milestones to rectify these issues as they go through. But as you noted in your report, each hospital is different. And even when a director changes, a hospital was doing excellent, then could possibly slip below the standard. And so it's going to be an ongoing challenge. And we would hope that the Secretary and the VA would move forward as soon as possible with the changes necessary to give us the quality health care that all veterans deserve.
My time is soon to expire, and I don't know whether the Chairman is intending to allow you to answer my question, but I would add that you all, almost all, indicated that you have, or your senior staff have, ongoing conversations with the Secretary or high-level individuals at the Department of Veterans Affairs. But the question that I would ask is, does that result in a change, an approach, style, management, attitude at the VA that actually results in higher quality care for our veterans? Mr. Chairman, thank you for the opportunity to issue a statement and to ask the questions.
Thank you, Senator Moran.